The following presentation has been closed captioned for the hearing impaired.
So gang, Borders, Carol Vordeman with you live on BBC Radio Wales. We have got some fantastic kitchen disco music and some great guests coming up between now and 2 o'clock. And with me as ever is my little April Fool, Mr. Nathan Sussex. How are you, darling?
I'm good. We've already been fooled by Mrs. Owen Money today. So all treats, no tricks today from me.
Well, we have two young high achievers on the show today. Who's up first, Dan?
Yeah, she's the recently retired former captain of Wales women's rugby team. 51 caps to her name. Siwan Lillicrap will be looking ahead to today's Six Nations game, Scotland v Wales, and her new career as a coach.
Yes, it's fantastic news on that front. And we have a newly crowned Guinness World Record holder too.
Oh yeah, we know him as the boy in the tent. He's raised over £750,000 for charity and is camping out for the final time tonight after 3 years.
Max Woozy. He is an incredible 13-year-old and we can't wait to catch up with him later in the show. I've met Max many times. He's a Pride of Britain winner. Yeah. He's incredible. So our question for your shout out today is inspired by Max, and we'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes time. But we are here for your birthdays, your anniversaries, dedications, just to say hello to someone you love. What do people have to do, Nathan? The numbers?
Well, if you want to fool around with us today, you can call us on 03700 100 110, text 81012, tweet at BBC Radio Wales, or send us a foolish email to carol@bbc.co.uk.
Please do. Lots of music coming up, so stay with us.
For inspiration. Come on. I'm waiting. Get into the groove, boy. You got to prove your love to me. Yeah. Get up on your feet, yeah. Step to the beat, boy. What will it be? Music can be such a revelation. Dancing
special way.
Get in the groove, baby. Get in the groove.
To me every day. Do you know what? I went to the gym this morning. You know, I'm obsessed with going to the gym.
Oh, you
now.
Don't stop. You love the gym.
I love it.
Yeah.
And every time I go in, and Mel, the trainer, says, so, you know, how's the bod? Any aches and pains? I go, no, nothing. It's just like it's loving it. It's lapping it up, this
You're
bod.
so supple.
Oh, I say. Anyway, what was I telling you about? Oh, yeah. So after the gym this morning, so I did that dead early. Yeah. And I get, you know, when you're lifting weights, and you really like your heart's going and everything's going, everything's on fire. The endorphins, you know, these hormones go boom through your body. Yeah. Well, I get in the car and I drive to work, and of course every traffic light I'm bashing the steering wheel and singing away and doing all of this. And there were some little kids at in the car next to me at the traffic lights. Oh my goodness. And I let the car go in front and they were waving out the back window and everything, like dancing, you know. It was very funny. It's lovely.
I can imagine you
like
rocking
that
at the traffic lights.
Oh, I know. I can't help it. Just like, it's marvellous.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is wonderful. But just talk about little kids.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking to our inspiration for our question today later on. Now, he's never little, he's actually very tall, but he was 10 when he began his camping. And there's a wonderful story behind Max Woozy's now Guinness World Record holding title.
Who's now a teenager.
He is, but only just. He's 13. Yeah. So it was a week after the first lockdown. And basically he said to his mum, I think everyone was thinking about what they could do to help. I think I'm going to camp in the garden. Yeah. His mum, Rachel, just went, Max, nobody's going to pay a boy to camp in the garden. How wrong she could be. He kept the North Devon Hospice going through the lockdown. So they've said that. You know, and he's raised over £750,000 in these 3 years. But tonight is his last night. So camping out, and then he's got to get back into bed somehow. How do you do that, though? Well,
didn't you spend some time in the tent with him?
I did, yeah. Well, he won a Pride of Britain award. Yeah, Max won a Pride of Britain award. And then after that, I went down to one of his campouts in North Devon and all of this. Yeah, it's amazing.
And of course, you're no stranger to camping, because somebody I know might be off camping in the jungle very soon.
Well.
Wow.
Yes. Well, I went on I'm a Celebrity in 2016, and then I was invited back to be part of I'm a Celebrity South Africa.
Yay!
Which is recorded, just like The Apprentice or Bake Off, you know, and then you see it go out. So it starts going out on Monday, April the 24th. So 3 weeks on Monday, you'll be seeing rather a lot of me.
Well, I'm going to be chatting to a very special guest later on in the show, I think. So be prepared for some questions, Dame Borders.
Seriously?
I'm going to grill you. I'm going to grill you.
Okay, so what's our question today?
Well, we want to know, because of all the camping that's going on, we want to know about your funniest camping fails. Now, perhaps you forgot where you pitched your tent or watched it blow away, maybe. I mean, there's bound to be loads of good camping stories out there. We want them all. Funny ones, hysterical ones, nightmare ones, send them in.
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah. All you have to do is give us a ring on 03700 100 110 or text us 8 10 12. We love it all. Meanwhile, here's Coldplay.
Tonight is the night that you make me a woman. You said you'll be gentle with me, and I hope you will. I'm nervous, I'm trembling, waiting for you to walk in. I'm trying hard to relax, but I just can't keep still. No, I can hear your car door slamming. I wanna play big girl. what love is. I just can't help acting like a child. You're knocking on my door and you're ringing my bell. Hope you're not impatient after waiting so very long. A whole year I put you off with my silly hang-ups, and we're both old enough to know right from wrong. Tonight is the night that you make me a woman. You said you'll be gentle with me, and I hope you will. I'm nervous, I'm trembling, waiting for you to walk in. I'm trying hard to relax, but I just can't keep still. It'll all be ruined. But we've gone a little bit too far now. Oh, to turn around. So let's just pray that true love is what we find tonight, 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 tonight. Never forget tonight. No, no, I'll never forget tonight. When you made me feel real, you made me feel real, real good. Oh, 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 yeah.
Now, this week, I have to admit, has been very much ups and downs. And as you know, Nathan, as everybody knows, that we were given the shocking news that Paul O'Grady, who's a mate of mine, had died very suddenly and unexpectedly. And very unexpectedly, because he was on tour in Annie.
Of course, yeah.
And Life and Soul, everywhere he went. But what's been wonderful, really, is how everybody has just given so much emotion to it. I don't think Paul quite realised just what a part of our lives he was. Whether you were a friend, as I was, or whether you'd watched him, because he's been around for nearly 40 years on our TV screens in various guises, you know, as the outrageous Lily, obviously, who I adored and knew. And then he made that, you know, that big change from being this character, the drag character, and and the first, really, in those terms, to being himself.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that was like a bit of a worry for him. Would people accept him as himself rather than had to be this big character? But he really led the way in so many things. And I've got a million stories about times with Paul. Most of which, as you could imagine, would need the bleep or other things applied to them. So I can't tell you those, sadly. But if you see me in a pub, I'll tell you some of them. Yeah. But he was wonderful. And one of my favourite memories with O'Grady, we often could just call him O'Grady, right? So often there was a little gang of us, the crew, gays and girls. And there was O'Grady, Alan Carr, Gok, Wan, Richard Arnold, often from Good Morning Britain, and Sally and Alan's then husband, Paul. They're divorced now, but Sally Lindsay, you know, who's in Madame Blanc, and me and Sally's husband, Stevie Whitey, the drummer, was like the only straight guy allowed in, to the crew. And we would have these 10-hour lunches, and oh my God, it was just, it went on, and it was very outrageous, as you might imagine. So I knew Paul from all different areas, but there was one time, which you'll love, because I want to go into a song particularly, was when, obviously, Pride of Britain's been going for 24 years now. Yeah. And there was one time when ITV said, we're going to put it in the studio. We're not going to do it in a hotel anymore. We're going to put it in the studio when ITV studios are on the South Bank. But what we always want to spoil our winners on the Pride of Britain. So we always have this massive after-show party. Yeah. But we didn't have anywhere in the studios to do that. So we did the show and various people came on. Paul was one of them. Paul O'Grady was one of them to present an award. So we'd put this big marquee out on the embankment for everybody to go into. Yeah. Anyway, the show went on, and it was when I was hosting it by myself, and it was quite exhausting. So we'd had this guy on called Henry Allingham, who'd been in the First World War, and Henry Allingham by now was the oldest person in Britain. I think, forgive me if I get the number wrong, but he was about 105 by this point. Wow. And he came on, his carer said, whatever you do, don't give him the microphone. Yeah. Right. So I said, of course I won't. So Henry came on, he was wheeled on by, and he's wonderful, Henry. I'd met him the day before, and he'd had lots of laughs before. He came on and his carer pushed the wheelchair on. So I was interviewing him about, the 2 world wars and all of the serious stuff. And he goes out and he was talking to children in schools and explaining things to them. Anyway, this was the same day as the story I'm going to tell you about Grady. So Henry's there, and I've got right in front of the stage, Little Britain was big at that time. Oh, right. I've got Matt Lucas and David Williams sitting right in front of me. So I'm interviewing Henry, and I'm saying, oh, that's nice, Henry. Anyway, I was there. It was like we're 7 minutes into the interview, And then I said, oh, and that's lovely, Henry. Anyway, he grabs the microphone off
Oh,
me.
no.
He grabs the microphone off me. And I say, now, Henry, give me back the microphone, please. Yeah. And he's just we're now at about 11 minutes, right? And they're shouting at me down through the earpiece, can't get the microphone back. So I'm now saying, Henry, can you give me the microphone, man? I'm having this literal fight with him on stage. And the 2 Little Britain lads are absolutely on the floor laughing, because it's like it's become not Pride of Britain, but like Little Britain, and it was hilarious. So anyway, in the end, I said, and here to present your award, Henry, are 2 dames, Dame Shirley Bassey and Dame Vera Lynn. They both came on to present. He still wouldn't let go of the microphone. I thought, Henry, give me the microphone, take your award.
Oh. Not even Dame Vera could make him drop it.
It was hilarious, honestly. The outtakes from Pride of Britain. No, not even for Vera Lynn. Anyway, so this same Pride of Britain Awards. So by the time all of this happened, and it's quite an emotional day. Anyway, so I just went into, there's a little green room next to that studio. So I thought, I just right, I have my first drink of the day. I just have that before I go into the marquee. So I'm literally by myself in this little green room. O'Grady walks past. He just met up with Shirley Bassey in the corridor. Oh, yeah. So they're arm in arm walking down the corridor. So he spots me, goes, Vordeman. In he trots with Shirley Bassey, right? So this is now about 10 o'clock in the evening. Yeah. And there's one of the wonderful people who look after the green rooms, Terry Stevens, we call him Eltel. Eltel goes, I've never seen Shirley come in the green room before. I'll go and get some champagne. Eltel runs away somewhere, I don't know where he had his stock, brought this champagne. Shirley says, now just 6 of us in this room. It was one of the best nights of my life. 6 of us in this room, all dolled up, obviously, because we'd just been at the Pride of Britain Awards. Shirley starts giving us an entire concert.
Oh,
Dame
lovely.
Shirley. Goldfinger.
Wow.
And Paul's going, oh, Shirley, I remember seeing you in the Albert Hall, doing all of this, right? So basically, we were still there at 4:00 in the morning. Shirley had given an entire Shirley Bassey concert for the 6 of us, including her, and O'Grady had given an entire stand-up routine for the 6 of us, including him. And it just went on and on and on and on. And I had to appear on his chat show later that day, like 12 hours later. We were wrecked. We were absolutely wrecked. But when you just have those images, really, and those memories, and he was one of those that you could just, there was something about him that everybody fell in love with because he was absolutely a fighter for injustice, against injustice.
Totally.
And he was completely him, and he was raw funny, Every part of him, even when he was ranting about something, was just funny. So he's a very, very, very special man. And for anyone who's listening who is, a big fan of his, you're absolutely right to be a fan of his.
Well, we loved him as kids because I remember I was like a teenager when he was big on TV, and like kids loved him because his humour, he was dry, he was just wonderful, and he was just so accessible to everyone, families, kids.
Yes.
Because he was just so relatable to people.
Yeah, he was wonderful. Well, anyway,
we love him.
We absolutely, and we will love him for a very, very, very long time. And there is a special tribute show called For the Love of Paul O'Grady, which is going to be shown next Sunday, so a week's time, at 8:00 on ITV. So that's a must watch, that one. But in the meantime, should we hear from a little bit from our Shirl?
Oh, go.
Here she is, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger, he's the man with the Midas touch, a spider's touch, such a cold finger beckons you to enter his web of sin. What you feel for a golden girl knows when he's kissed her, it's the kiss of death from Mr. Goldfinger. Pretty girl, beware of this heart of gold. This heart is cold. He will pour in your ear, but his lies can't disguise what you fear. For a golden girl knows when he's kissed her, it's the kiss of death from Mr. Goldfinger. Pretty girl, beware of this heart of gold. This heart is cold. He loves only gold. Only gold. He loves gold. He loves only gold. Only gold. He loves
Wow. I tell you what, Dame Shirley Bassey does not need musical accompaniment. No. I can tell you that for nothing. What a night with her and the wonderful, wonderful, much loved but sadly now late Paul O'Grady. Anyway, on to other things. We have, you'll be pleased to hear, got a new member of the BBC Radio Wales family joining us from tomorrow. And I can guarantee you are going to love her.
Spend Sunday mornings with singer-songwriter and social media sensation Bronwyn Lewis.
I'll have the perfect mix of music and some great guests. Find a comfy spot, get the kettle on and join me for the best way to start your Sunday.
Bronwyn Lewis.
Sunday mornings from 9:30
on BBC Radio Wales. Listen on BBC Sounds.
We've been waiting for a long time. Yes, we've been waiting for a long, long time. We've been waiting for a long time. But we ain't gonna wait no more. We're getting ready to rock and roll. We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Well, there's a reason everybody should be shaking in the house tonight. And you should grab your favorite lady and promise her you'll do it right. Tell Fat Jack to jump back and give you a shot of some booze, so you can party to some stomp down, but bump and rock and roll, rhythm and blues. 'Cause the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Oh yeah. I know that everybody, when they hear the music, will be doing it on the floor. Jump up and down and turn around and tell the band to play some more. So tonight we can dance and romance and do anything we feel like doing. Don't look surprised, 'cause you know what I like, and tonight we ought to do it. 'Cause the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Oh yeah.
Saturday gang. Vordeman here with you live on BBC Radio Wales along with
Nathan Sussex
for the whole of the next 2 hours. Now, Wales women's rugby had a fantastic start to the Six Nations last week.
Oh yes, they've already seen off Ireland 31-5. Can they do the same with Scotland up in Edinburgh this afternoon?
Of course they can.
Yes.
Well, we'll see what former captain Swan Lillicrap thinks in around 10 minutes' time. We'll go through more of your camping and outdoor fails too. We've got loads coming in. Thank you. And we'll keep your birthday and anniversary dedications coming. How can people get in touch, lovely Nathan?
Well, you can give us a call on 03700 100 110, text 81012 or tweet at BBC Radio Wales.
Wonderful. Get on your feet. It's time for a kitchen disco. Stay with us.
Take away The music. Oh, I love that song.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Is that 70s or 80s?
I reckon 70s.
I think it's 70s as well. I'm sure I was jigging around in St. Asaph to that one back in the day. Right, we will be talking after 1 to Max Woozy, the 13-year-old who is now a Guinness World Record holder because he's been camping out literally every night for 3 years. Tonight is his last night.
Brilliant.
And he's going back inside. I think his mother's told him he has to before his GCSEs in about 8 years' time. And he's raised over £750,000 in the process. He is wonderful. Anyway, in light of that, we've been asking you for your camping fail stories, basically. But when did you last go camping, Nathan? You got camping stories?
Now, believe it or not, I'm not a camper.
You're the campest, non-camper.
I am the camp manager. But I did go to lovely West Wales. I'm going back about